My name is Rachel Donovan. I live with my 8-year-old daughter Emma in a quiet residential neighborhood of Denver. I chose this peaceful area, slightly removed from the Washington Park district, not only because it's close to Emma's school but also because I felt its tree-lined streets provided the perfect environment for raising a child. As sunlight streams into the living room, I'm going through my usual yoga poses while mentally organizing today's schedule. Saturday mornings lack the rush of weekdays. Emma is allowed to sleep in a little on weekends. Looking at my daughter's peaceful sleeping face in her room, I find myself reflecting on my life. My career as an accountant at a major accounting firm is going well. I always keep my shoulder-length brown hair neatly styled and never miss my thrice-weekly yoga sessions to maintain my figure. My meticulous and responsible nature has been my strength in both work and parenting. But sometimes, this perfectionist tendency can work against me. It was probably one of the reasons for my divorce. Our 3-bedroom apartment isn't particularly spacious, but it's plenty of room for Emma and me. The living room walls are adorned with photos of Emma's ballet performances, and piano sheet music is neatly arranged on the shelves. These peaceful weekend mornings are my most treasured moments. "Good morning, Mom." Emma's voice rings out while I'm meditating on my yoga mat. With brown hair like mine and big blue eyes inherited from her father, my daughter is always bright and energetic. She loves ballet and eagerly looks forward to her twice-weekly lessons. She also takes piano lessons once a week, but ballet is clearly her passion. In her dance attire, she looks just like a little fairy. Watching her always fills my heart with warmth. "Good morning, Emma. Don't forget we're going shopping today for your ballet recital." "Of course. We're going to look at the pink leotard, right? I really want to go to the store teacher recommended." Emma's eyes sparkle with excitement. Seeing her smile brings back memories of my ex-husband, Thomas. He must be proud of Emma's progress in ballet too. I met Thomas in college. It was in the economics department library while I was looking for an accounting book. He now works as a middle manager at an IT company. Tall and clean-cut with glasses, he's as meticulous and hardworking as I am, though sometimes indecisive. Still, we often agree when it comes to Emma's education. Our 8-year marriage was peaceful, but we gradually grew apart. His work-first lifestyle and our differing values became more apparent. Late-night overtime, weekend work, and then the possibility of a transfer came up. After long discussions, we decided to divorce. But for Emma's sake, we maintain an amicable relationship. Even now, we can sit together with smiles at school events. Though we share joint custody, I'm primarily responsible for raising Emma. Thomas regularly pays child support and splits the cost of Emma's activities. He never misses his twice-monthly visits or school events. I'd heard that post-divorce parenting can be challenging, but at least in this regard, I think we're managing well. Then a year ago, Thomas found a new girlfriend. Pamela Shepard. A luxury real estate agent. With her perfect makeup, clothing, and high-end brands, she appears elegant at first glance. I hear she's successful, handling high-end properties in the Cherry Creek district. But sometimes I catch glimpses of her controlling nature and perfectionism that worry me. Particularly, I feel uneasy about her attitude toward Emma. "Mom, what's for breakfast?" "Pancakes." Emma's voice brings me back to reality. Making pancakes for weekend breakfast has become our tradition. Cooking is another hobby of mine, and nothing brings me more joy than seeing my daughter's happy face. As I stand in the kitchen, the aroma of maple syrup fills the room. Yes, and I'll add blueberries today. But first, did you change your clothes and brush your teeth? Yes. All done. As I listen to Emma's reply, I review today's schedule. Shopping at Creekside Mall in the afternoon, followed by dropping off and picking up Emma from her piano lesson. Just an ordinary weekend schedule. At that moment, I had no way of knowing that this ordinary day was about to be disrupted by an unexpected event. Outside the window, morning fog hung over Denver. An autumn breeze gently rustled the curtains. While making pancakes in the kitchen, I casually glanced outside. A typical peaceful morning. I could see neighbors walking their dogs and enjoying their morning jogs. After breakfast, Emma was diligently practicing piano. Chopin's Waltz. Though not yet perfect, watching my daughter's serious profile warmed my heart. There was still time before our mall trip, but my meticulous nature prompted early preparation. I took a shower and applied my usual subtle makeup. Both blush and eyeshadow in understated tones. My business casual style doesn't change on weekends, a navy blazer, white blouse, and beige pants. Emma had also changed into an outfit she coordinated herself, excited about the ballet recital shopping. "Mom, is the store open yet?" Sitting on the living room sofa, Emma asks for what must be the 100th time. She keeps flipping through her ballet magazine on her lap. "Not yet, but it'll be perfect timing after we have lunch." I smiled as I answered. I wanted to cherish this small anticipation and excitement. Nothing heals the heart like a child's pure joy. At 2 p.m., we arrived at Denver Creekside Mall. The autumn sunlight reflected brilliantly off the building's glass surfaces. The weekend mall was bustling, especially with families. Young couples pushing strollers, elementary school children holding hands with grandmothers, teenagers shopping with friends. Emma pulled me by the hand toward the ballet supply store. The store displayed various leotards. From pastel pink to deep burgundy, colorful costumes covered the entire wall. Tutus and point shoes were beautifully arranged like something from a dream. Emma's eyes were filled with wonder. Choosing an outfit for the recital was a special moment for her. "Mom, what do you think of this pink leotard?" Emma held up a soft pink leotard with subtle sequins on the bodice. The fabric was high quality, with a subtle sheen in the light. "It looks perfect on you. I can't wait for the recital." I smiled genuinely as my daughter emerged from the fitting room. Watching her twirl in front of the mirror, she truly looked like a little ballerina. Her brown hair floating in the air, blue eyes sparkling with joy. After shopping, Emma wanted to stop at the ice cream shop. Though I usually limit sweets, today was special. I thought sharing these small successes and joys was an important part of our mother-daughter time. Sweet aromas filled the shop, and the colorful ice cream display caught children's eyes. "Mom, I want to show this to Dad. I think he'll be happy," Emma murmured while eating her vanilla ice cream. Small drops fell from her spoon onto the table. "Yes, let's show him during the next visit. I'm sure Thomas would be delighted with our daughter's growth." Our relationship had been stable lately, and he was always cooperative regarding Emma. The clock showed 4:30 p.m. Time to head home. We walked toward Block B of the underground parking garage with our shopping bags. The bright sunlight above ground gave way to fluorescent lighting casting bluish shadows on concrete walls. The sterile atmosphere typical of parking garages enveloped us. That's when I sensed something was wrong. As we approached our car, I noticed a man in dark clothes crouching behind it. He was well-built, wearing a baseball cap pulled low over his eyes, a black hoodie, and jeans. Being naturally cautious, I immediately stopped. Instinctively, I felt something wasn't right. "Emma, wait." I instinctively grabbed my daughter's shoulder and stopped in place. I could feel the warmth of Emma's small body in my palm. The man must have noticed us, as he quickly stood up. I think our eyes met for a moment. Sharp eyes under thick eyebrows. But he said nothing and hurriedly left the scene. His footsteps echoed through the parking garage, eventually fading completely. The echo lingered, and those few seconds until it disappeared felt like an eternity. What was that person doing? There was anxiety in Emma's voice. Her small hand tightly gripped the hem of my blouse. "Emma, wait here. Mom will check it out." I positioned my daughter behind a nearby pillar, letting her hold the toy store bag. Though I tried to keep my voice calm, my heart was racing. Cautiously checking around the car, my heels clicking ominously. I could see something small attached under the rear bumper. Crouching down for a closer look, it was clearly a camera. Small and black, looking like professional equipment. The lens gleamed faintly. My heart started pounding faster. My hands were shaking, but I immediately took out my phone and dialed 911. The seconds until the operator's voice came through felt unnaturally long. My fingertips were cold. 911, what's your emergency?" I explained the situation as calmly as possible. The location of Creekside Mall's parking garage, the suspicious person's description, and the discovery of the camera. Consciously trying to keep my voice steady, I provided as many details as I could. The operator instructed that police would be dispatched immediately and told us to wait there without touching the car. Looking at Emma, I saw her watching me with a worried expression. The afternoon's excitement about the ballet recital now felt like a distant memory. Under the parking garage's harsh lighting, I held my daughter tightly. I could feel her small body trembling slightly. While waiting for the police, various thoughts raced through my mind. Why was my car targeted? Who was behind this? Most importantly, how could I ensure Emma's safety? As a mother, I had to protect my daughter from this situation. But how? Fighting back panic, I desperately tried to maintain my composure. As fluorescent lights occasionally flickered, we waited for the police to arrive. The pink leotard in the shopping bag seemed painfully out of place in this surreal situation. The happy moments from just hours ago felt like a distant dream. At 5 p.m., 2 patrol cars arrived at the scene. Under the parking garage's harsh lighting, uniformed officers quickly exited their vehicles. Emma clung to me, watching the situation with wide eyes. "Mrs. Donovan. I'm Detective Martin with Denver Police." A detective who appeared to be in his late 40s approached, with a kind expression. A young female officer followed behind him. "This is the camera in question." Detective Martin carefully examined the rear of the car. His gloved hand pointed to the camera's location. His partner took evidence photos from various angles. With each flash, bluish shadows appeared on the parking garage walls. "Let's move your daughter to a safe place. She'll accompany her." The female officer smiled kindly at Emma. But my daughter wouldn't let go of my hand. Emma, it's okay. Mom will be right there. I knelt down to speak to her at eye level, holding her trembling small hand tightly. The officers efficiently processed the crime scene. They requested surveillance footage and gathered witness information from nearby shoppers. I described the suspicious person in as much detail as possible. Baseball cap pulled low, black hoodie, about 5 feet 11 inches in height. This is quite a sophisticated camera. The technical officer examining the evidence spoke up. It has GPS capability and can be monitored in real time. Those words sent chills down my spine. Someone had been watching us. The thought made me feel nauseated. Mrs. Donovan, Detective Martin looked at me seriously. The perpetrator will definitely come back to retrieve the camera. Would you like to set up an operation tonight? The detective's proposal was clear. Move the car to a Walmart parking lot and conduct surveillance. Emma would be kept in a safe place while I wait in the car under police supervision. When the perpetrator appears, they would make an immediate arrest. But isn't that dangerous? My voice betrayed my anxiety. Don't worry. Multiple officers will be monitoring constantly, and we can respond immediately. Unless we catch the perpetrator, you won't be free from this fear. I thought deeply about the detective's words. He was right. If we let them escape, they might threaten us in another way. For Emma's safety, we needed to resolve this now. I understand. I'll cooperate. I called my mother and explained the situation. Fortunately, she immediately offered to help. She agreed to take care of Emma and supported my decision. Mom, I'm scared. Emma whispered as we parted. It's okay. This will be over soon. Mom will pick you up tomorrow morning. Though I wasn't trying to act brave, I could feel my voice trembling. 10 p.m. The Walmart parking lot was almost empty except for a few customer vehicles. My car was parked directly under a street light. As the light swayed, shadows moved eerily. Police vehicles were waiting at a distance, constantly monitoring the situation via radio. My nerves were stretched to the limit as I waited in the car. The engine was off, but I left the key in the ignition for a quick start if needed. An emergency transmitter borrowed from the police sat on the passenger seat. The street light swayed slightly. Not a sound in the parking lot. An eerie quietness typical of late-night parking lots hung in the air. Occasionally, I'd hear the sound of passing cars in the distance or shoppers' voices. But when those sounds faded, the inexplicable silence returned. Suddenly, a figure appeared in my rearview mirror. Someone was coming toward my car. A man in black clothes. Baseball cap pulled low. The same silhouette as the suspicious person from the afternoon. Holding my breath, I gripped the transmitter with trembling hands. I could feel my heart pounding violently. All I could do was stay still. The man's footsteps slowly approached the car. The sound of feet on asphalt seemed unnaturally clear. Then the man crouched behind the car. He was trying to retrieve the camera. At that moment, the headlights of all the waiting police vehicles suddenly illuminated. Bright light flooded the parking lot. Multiple officers ran toward the man with guns drawn. The man tried to escape for a moment but was quickly apprehended. I watched the scene from inside the car, stunned. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. But it was more from relief that it was finally over than from fear. Detective Martin approached my car. His expression was stern but somehow reassuring. "Mrs. Donovan, I'm glad you're safe. We've secured the suspect. You can relax now." I nodded slightly. But was this really the end? Who was this man? And why was I targeted? The questions were endless. However, right now, all I could think about was seeing Emma's face. Multiple police car lights illuminated the Walmart parking lot. The arrested man turned out to be a private investigator named Mike. According to police investigation, he ran a small detective agency in Denver. Under the harsh interrogation room lights, his face showed signs of fatigue. Ms. Shepard's request came 3 weeks ago. Mike reached for the paper cup of water on the desk. At first, it sounded like a simple background check. But her demands kept escalating. His testimony during interrogation was shocking. A request from Pamela Shepard. $5,000 upfront plus an additional $10,000 for decisive evidence. He admitted that he knew installing surveillance cameras was illegal but was blinded by the high payment. "Ms. Shepard wanted every detail about your daily life," the detective explained to me. "Especially how you spent the child support money and how you interacted with your daughter. She was trying to gather evidence that you were an unfit parent." Those words sent a chill through me. Pamela had been questioning my qualities as a mother, plotting to transfer full custody to Thomas. Her income as a luxury real estate agent was more than enough to hire a private investigator. Police immediately arrested Pamela. They found her in the middle of an elegant breakfast at her luxury apartment in the Cherry Creek district. At the time of arrest, she was wearing perfect makeup and expensive designer clothes. She seemed completely unaware of the gravity of her actions. "I've done nothing wrong." Pamela's attitude during interrogation was pure arrogance. "I was going to marry Thomas. For Emma's sake, we needed to provide a proper family environment." Her words filled me with trembling anger. Had she really been thinking about Emma? Or was my daughter just a tool to satisfy her own desires? The next morning, when I went to pick up Emma at my mother's house, she jumped into my arms. I had thought about her all night. What should I have done to protect this precious life? But now, I just wanted to celebrate that we were safe. "Mom, no more scary things." I nodded firmly at Emma's question. "It's okay now. Mom will always protect you." That afternoon, Thomas appeared at the police station. He said he came immediately after hearing about Pamela's arrest. His face showed deep fatigue. His usually neat appearance was disheveled, his tie crooked. "Rachel. I'm so sorry." Thomas looked straight into my eyes. "That Pamela would do such a thing. I should have noticed her true nature." "You didn't know about her plans?" My voice turned cold without meaning to. "I swear I didn't know." Thomas covered his face with both hands. "She recently started talking about marriage, but I was hesitant because of Emma. Then she started saying things like, 'Let's create a perfect family.'" "A perfect family?" I gave a bitter smile. "Emma is perfectly happy in her current home." "I know." Thomas slowly raised his face. "I've ended everything with her. I was such a fool for not putting Emma first." Pamela was charged with serious privacy violation and stalking. During the trial, it became clear that her perfectionism and desire for control were the root causes of everything. Her anxiety about being childless at 46, her obsession with Thomas as her ideal man, and her deep-seated jealousy toward me. These things had driven her to the edge. I wonder if that woman was just lonely. My mother mused later. But that's no reason to hurt others. A month after the incident, the first cold winds of early winter began blowing through Denver. It was the day of Emma's ballet recital. In the audience sat myself, Thomas, and grandmother side by side. As I watched my daughter on stage in her pink leotard, I reflected. This incident had brought our family a new kind of bond. Thomas and I could now have more honest conversations. Emma, too, seemed to understand firsthand that both her parents would work together to protect her. It was a family renewal that came in an unexpected form. Rachel. Thomas called out to me while we waited for Emma to change after the performance. From now on, I want us to be true joint guardians. Let's do what we can for Emma. I nodded slightly. Outside the window, the first snow of the season was quietly falling. Occasional strong winds would stir up the snow. The scene reminded me of our lives up until now. When Emma came out from the dressing room, she was holding a single white rose. A gift from her father. In those pure white petals, I sensed a new beginning. Mom, Dad, did you see? I didn't make any mistakes. Emma's eyes sparkled more brightly than ever before. We headed home with our daughter between us. This event would remain in our hearts not just as a memory of fear, but as a moment that reaffirmed our family bonds.